Hi folks, well, definitely another video, a little bit different this time, a couple of little areas. First though, you know what's coming, don't you? I'm going to hold this with two hands, otherwise I'm probably going to flip it, drop it. Tea in a cup. It's not china or bone china, but it's a reasonable cup. And there's the saucer. Some might have seen this before when I've been showing different cups. Sits there. There's a spoon, ceramic spoon, cup. I think I saw these in a charity shop, thought just gotta have them because they're crazy. Has their own ceramic spoon, cup, which I'll just put down for a second, and the saucer, which looks like that. You can see it's like fretwork and it's that shape. How flipping neat's that? Had to buy them. But knowing me, they were probably pretty cheap. So it sits on its base with that nearer the table and that going up. So I'll just put this down very gingerly. Okay, so that started off with a mandatory tea. Well, part two after the tea is a package that was sent to me by Morticia and Gomez, who have the YouTube page JekyllHydeClub. They buy loads of different things and they review them and talk about them and talk about lots of other things, and it's really interesting. When they review something, they really go into detail, minute detail on things. I'll put the link there. Nip along, subscribe and watch the videos. They really are worth watching, and they're very funny. They can be very, very funny. All come in this box here, which I remember at the time I think they said, would anybody like this box because it's worth using. I said, yeah, I'd use it. Had a little gremlin in there, and I got a feeling if I went to theirs now, their place is going to be full of gremlins, because if you don't know how to look after them, boy oh boy. So yeah, that's a lovely little storage box that I can sit somewhere much better than a flipping plain old boring box. And it's got, I can't remember what that gremlin was called, but he weren't a very nice bloody character, was he? No. So I'm not going to go into showing you all the bits, but they sent me loads of little bits that I can use and adapt to make other little bits with, and to enhance all the little bits that I make, because you know me, I do lots of little DIY bits and bobs. So there's lots of bits there that I can use, and there's something like a couple of little doll faces which make lovely little pendants and such. You'll see some of these bits as we go along in future videos, but I'll show you one or two of the other bits anyway. So there was that, and there was this little character I'm really pleased with. Look at that. I don't know who he is. Somebody will be able to tell me. Who am I? Who am I can't remember. But you see his hand, how his hand's a bit like a Lego character. And what's really good about those are that I can double stick him down to somewhere like over here. And when I'm not charging the iPhone or the iPad or whatever, don't know if you can see this, that's the cable. That's a little hand and it'll just fit in there. Might be a bit difficult here because that weight's pulling. Because see there, he's got it held in his hand. So, especially if you've got, say, 3 or so of these, they're really handy because each character can hold the cable. You know where your cable is. They're watching over it. He's holding your iPad. That one's holding your iPhone cable. That one's holding some other cable. They're really handy. And I haven't been able to find anything with an hand like that. Even bits of Lego. And I go in charity shops and I flipping ain't found any little characters. Found some, but they were too small for it. That's flipping neat. He's already got a job. Nice little pin that will go somewhere around here. And how about this? This goes on a pendant of some sorts. Just hold it right. It's a little meat cleaver. That's really bloody cool. I'm looking forward to getting that on a chain or something around my neck. Reminds me of that film, American film, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember now. I did know what it's called. Joan Crawford played the part and she did a bloody excellent job because being a youngster it fripped the bloody life out of me. And that's how I saw Joan Crawford the rest of her career. And it was all to do with a meat cleaver or axe or something. Something, and gave her husband 40 whacks. You'll know it is, so if you know, tell me. It's the woman that gave her husband 40 whacks, and when she'd done, she gave her lover 41 or something. Is that right? So I think she killed her husband and killed a woman. And boy, was she bloody evil in that film. Bloody sold it to me, put the crap up me. I was a young one. I was a young innocent lad. And I love this bit here. It said, it doesn't say the word on here, it says absentee, I think. But I worked it out and I think what it does, it's a spoon and there's a little notch there, you see on the handle. And I think the notch goes on the edge of your cup so it don't move about, and that sits over the top. And tell me if I'm bloody wrong, but I think that you put, well, now let's forget cup, can't think is spoon, let's think glass. So that sits on the edge of your glass, over your glass, and it's only my opinion, but I think sugar cube or 2 sits on top of there, and then you slowly pour your absinthe over the sugar cube. So I think it's what we call an absinthe spoon. Is that right? I'm going to look a freaking dickhead if it isn't, and what could be better for a goth than an absinthe spoon? So I'm bloody chuffed with that. So, Orticia Gomez, thank you very much for I thought I'd said one bloody name then, Morticia Gomez. Morticia and Gomez. Thank you very much for sending them to me. I'm really flipping chuffed. And those bits, I'll show you the bits as I turn them into things. So look it up. JekyllHydeClub. Links are down below. You won't get it. Just nip along. And it didn't take long. It's the 29th today. It arrived on the 29th, and I think you sent it the 23rd. Is it 23rd? So that's pretty bloody quick coming in this direction. So, folks, for part 3, just thought I'd show you one or two bits that I have knocking around, which I do every now and then. I just add a bit to a video with showing you one or two bits. And this is one or two bits that knocks around the place that you don't generally see. Well, I don't think you do. One is this, and the reason why I'm showing this is because Monday, not tomorrow, the day after, I've got one I've got to pick up which is about this big, brass, solid brass glass, and it's a smaller hourglass. That's the word, hourglass. But it's so flipping nice, so cute. It costs a £5, but I'm going to pick that up Monday. And it reminded me of this one I got, which is considerably bigger. Just 3 little brass legs that cover from those. And it's baby brother is coming Monday, and that's bloody heavy. The other bit I wanted to show you with this, I've had this a few years now, bought it from a second-hand shop. I'll take it this way, because if I do it this way, it can come sailing in. And that's it. Now this used to sit in my bedroom on one of the units I got that's under the window. So some people might have seen this before. Doesn't sit there now because I bought a really old-fashioned mirror with 2 side mirrors, brass oval shapes, and that sits up there now. But this used to be pride of place. Is it goth? To me it is. This, when I first saw it, and what it reminds me of now, I'll give you a couple of seconds. What does that make you think of? Give a few seconds and then I'll tell you what it means to me. Well, living in England, and I'm in the west, just over there to the, I'm in the, northwest, just over the northeast. Little town you've all heard of called Whitby. Whitby has goth weekends twice a year, and when it's not having goth weekends, it's known as Whitby Dracula Town, because if you read Bram Stoker's novel of Dracula, that's where Dracula was. And there's, up on the hill, there's the ruins of the old abbey, everything up the top there. Church Abbey, I don't know what it is. But the story's all set there, and at the beginning, as far as I remember, because it was a lot of years ago I read the book, Dracula is coming over on an old sailing ship. When there's bad weather and all that sort of thing, and it I can't remember if it runs aground or what it does, but it lands at Whitby, because Whitby is on the sea coast. And that, my friends, reminds me of the ship that Dracula come over in. So yeah, that's goth to me. The other thing I wanted to show you is this, that it's something I bought again from a charity shop. Oh, 5, 6 years so back, maybe more. I bought this because it's candles. I like candles. I like candlesticks, candelabras, whatever. And I saw this and it reminded me of something that be stood in an old church somewhere. It's hello. It's wrought iron and wood, and I'll explain a bit more when I lift it up. But it really did sort of say ancient church to me. And then when you talk about ancient church, you're thinking of really old ancient churches, abbeys, ruins again, vampires, Dracula and all that sort of thing. But gothy. And here it is. And on black isn't very handy, is it? So I'll move over so it could be on some more black. But there it is. It's iron work there. Wood here. These are wood. That's wood. And the 3 candles in. Now the 3 candles were in it when I bought it. I use it as a decor, so the candles are never lit. They just look like they were stuck in a church somewhere, but I'll show you close up. They're really just old light brown candles. And the strange thing is, they're really welded in, that the wax or something, I was going to say couldn't lift them out, so what am I doing, bloody lifting it out? But yeah, they sort of look more or less wax welded in. And so that just looks blooming totally gothic to me. And strange enough, I did give it a bit of a dust just for you, because normally, because I thought somebody's going to go, it's freaking dusty, isn't it? Well, if you look, it's still pretty dusty. And this is one item that I never dust, because I don't want to dust it, because the dust looks better. Yeah, you could have this pristine, it wouldn't look right. You could have it like this, it looks alright, but again, it's not. But when you see it and it's blooming dust, it is blooming cool. Looks like you've just lifted it out of an old church somewhere and gone, there you go lad, you can have that. And it's got the dust of the ages. That is one hell of a nice bloody candlestick. Love it. That looks gothic, doesn't it? So yeah folks, that's about it now. Cup of tea. The bits that came for me today, which I am very thankful for, and in the future I'll show you some of the bits I make from the bits. And I'm not really a drinker now, but sometime I've got to get some flipping absinthe and at least have a sip of it and see what it's like. That's pretty neat, and I can't see it properly. I don't know if you can. If you look at that face on there, I think that face has got a tash. I think it's got a thin tash, and it reminds me of Vincent Price. Might be wrong. So it looks like Vincent Price, but there's three faces, so I don't know whether that's symbolic of something. Did he do a film or anything, The Three Faces of Evil or something? I don't know. But I'm bloody pleased with that. Never had one of them before. So folks, that's your lot. Bugger off. Do whatever you're going to do. If you're still having a weekend, have a bloody good one. Have a good week that's coming up. The second video of tea will be coming up. I might do it today if I feel like it. I might do it tomorrow if I feel like it. Maybe tomorrow. And that'll be the one on etiquette. Won't be a long one, but it'll be talking about a little bit of the etiquette of drinking tea, which doesn't mean this. I'll give you a clue. That's not etiquette. So if you do it, frickin' pack it in. Okay. So folks, have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. On the other hand, do it. And I'm going to look for something now to put that little chopper on. Could I get under my kilt, can I? Behave yourself. Have fun.